What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, here with a quick little hands-on first impressions video of the LG V20. If you guys remember last year in my LG V10 video, I claimed that was one of my favorite smartphones of 2015. And I wasn't lying, that was a great phone. But now we have the successor, the V20, and I am really pumped that I got my hands on this. So, like I said, not a full-out review, just a little quick hands-on first glimpse for you guys. If you do want to see a review, let me know down below, because it's going to be a pretty big release this year. I've been feeling a lot of you out there are going to want to know more about it, whether you should pick it up or not. But LG sent me out this preview unit here, and we're going to take a quick look at it, show you guys, around the phone, some quick little features, stuff like that. So first off, the V20 is going to be the first smartphone to launch with Android 7.0 running Nougat on it. If you go to the settings real quick, under General, you go all the way down to About the Phone, you will see running right there. Software info, Android 7.0. And as a stock iOS user, yes, I know, send your condolences. I love Android 7.0. There's so many great benefits to it and improvements over recent releases in the past, so definitely great running Nougat on this. We have a gorgeous 5.7-inch display here at 2560 by 1440p. So we have that 2K resolution here. And let me tell you, this screen is just so nice. Colors aren't overly saturated. It's very crisp. You can't spot a pixel to save your life. And inside you have that Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and we still have that 64 gigs of internal memory, but you can also still add some SD storage if you choose, because the back of the phone does come off. There's a little button here on the bottom right-hand side, kind of where your thumb would sit. Once you press that in, the back here just easily snaps off. In here you have a replaceable battery, which I think is great on smartphones still. It's not like a modular kind of phone like we saw with LG's G5. But having a replaceable battery is great, because if you're out and don't have a charger on you, you can pick up an external battery for pretty cheap like this and just swap it out on the go. And right above there you have your micro SD slot for adding more memory to your phone. And right here, let me put this back on real quick. You can see the camera there. We have two lenses, and I'll do more of an in-depth look on the camera in a second. Once you snap it on, the camera does kind of come out a little bit, not a big deal. Below that is the fingerprint sensor. And I have to say, on the LG V10, that was the quickest, most accurate fingerprint sensor on a smartphone I have ever used. On my iPhone, it's constantly not recognizing my thumb for whatever reason, but it's placed in a great spot on the back where you can use your index finger to reach it. It's just a great spot for that, very ergonomically friendly. And its setup was like literally took me less than 30 seconds. That was awesome. And it's just been spot on every time. Very quick recognizing that, so you can get right into your smartphone, keep it down locked and secure. And just taking a look around the phone itself, very nice looking, it's sleek, not a lot of buttons at all. Like I said, you just have the fingerprint sensor on the back, that little backplate release button on the bottom right hand side, and on the left you have the volume up and down. And that's it for buttons, nothing else. On the top we have the IR sensor and a little noise canceling mic. And on the bottom we still have that 3.5mm headphone jack, which is great, didn't get rid of it. And that's going to be awesome because this phone has an outstanding built-in hi-fi DAC. Again, like we saw on the V10. And they also sent me a pair of the B&O Play earbuds. I'll talk about this more in a minute, but just know the sound you get out of this from listening to music or whatever is outstanding. And as far as my time with this so far, it's been very quick and snappy. Battery life has been pretty good. Again, it's just like a little preview. I haven't used this too much, so I'll save that for my dedicated review. But animations, everything is very quick. Watching videos, playing some games, hasn't lagged at all. And just one thing as an iPhone user that I love about these phones is just the customizable screen with everything on the interface. The home screen where you can change out certain apps, have the widgets. I love that. So glad to see that Nougat still has that on here, because on the G5 you couldn't really do a lot of that stuff, which kind of confused me. Now also on this V20, which again we first saw with the V10, was kind of this second screen up top where it's going to show you constant notifications, and it's pretty much always going to be on. Up top it's going to show you the date, any alerts that you might have, the time, your smartphone battery life, and when it's on you can go through and toggle through certain things, Like, again, the screen's off. You can turn the flashlight on and off from here, turn Bluetooth on and off, Wi-Fi settings, change like your volume or have it on vibration. If you want, up top here, it even has my Spotify running. So if I don't even want to turn the screen on, I could control Spotify with the screen off, and that's really cool. Again, with the phone then turned on, you can go through, has my name there, pick from those certain things, launch a few apps, second screen, not really new, but it's cool there for someone who's going to utilize that pretty often. The next thing I want to talk about is the camera, and I was blown away on the V10 with how much control we really had. One of my favorite things about this V series is they let you control everything manually, and that is great. And I was very impressed with the phone, with the phone's camera. So I'm gonna snap a few pics right now. Very quick and snappy, so I'm very happy to see that. Great shutter speed here. So if you want to pull out your camera and get some quick photos, there will be zero delay. But I'm just so impressed with the manual mode for both video and photo taking, obviously. And you can also shoot raw photos on the V20, which is really cool. Real quick, on the back you have dual 60 megapixel cameras at f1.8, and on the front is an 8 megapixel camera at f2.4. You also get features like, geotagging, touch focus, face smile detection, stuff we've seen before. We also get a 2x optical zoom and optical image stabilization. Just to give you a quick look at the camera, because again, it's one of my favorite things on the V series phones. So now in manual mode, up top you have that little Christmas tree there, the solo one. That's going to give you your 2x optical zoom. When you press the little one next to it, the 3 little trees, it's going to give you a much wider shot. So great for getting wide-angled photos. You can also switch here to the front-facing camera. And again, if you want that little like selfie mode kind of thing going on, you get a very, very wide angle here. For including all your friends. So back to the good stuff, you can automatically change your white balance all the way from 2400 Kelvin to 7400 Kelvin. You can manually change the focus, so if you want to, have more control of that, say you want something in the background, you can change the focus there. ISO, again, manually changed from 50 all the way up to 3200 on here, which is pretty good for a smartphone. And like I said, you can also shoot raw photo if you want to kind of have more post-production play and when it comes to editing your photos. Now we're going to go to video mode, and it's pretty much the same when shooting manual on video, but you do get a few extra bonuses here. The main thing is going to be control of the microphone, which is awesome. On the bottom, that little mic logo, you can change the gain. So depending on how much of the noise or background noise you want to pick up, you even have a little wind noise filter if you want to add on to kind of pad that already for you. And to the right, like I was talking about earlier, you can change where the mic is going to pick up audio directionally. So you can drag the little bubble there to picking up audio mostly in front of you, or picking up audio mostly behind you if you want to kind of block out what's going on in front of you and have it pick up your voice if you're kind of shooting, just like a point and shoot video or something like that. So the fact you even have that option in a smartphone camera is incredible. And the last thing I want to talk about before we kind of wrap up the hands-on preview here is what I talked about earlier with that hi-fi DAC. Now, using those B&O Play earbuds, you have to obviously have your phone connected to some sort of headphone or a speaker for it to be enabled. And you will not find audio this good anywhere else on a smartphone. So right as you plug it in, obviously you can go in to enable it. Now, if it's going to work best if you have something like, some real high quality audio already put on your phone. I have Spotify Premium, so I'm just going to boot that up just for, like a first hands-on sake here. And I was just so blown away. I've never had music come to life in such a way that it does, like we had in the V10 and now the V20 with this hi-fi DAC built in. So once you enable it, you can go in and kind of mess around a little bit, but it tells you right off the bat that you can now have a much more wider dynamic range in your audio, and that's just immediately noticeable. Adjust the volume, obviously not too special there. You can change the balance of the left and right earbud or headphones that you're listening to. But I can promise you, if you're someone who does listen to a lot of music on your smartphone, whether it's on your commute back and forth, you take a train or a bus or something, or you're walking back and forth to class, you will not find a better sounding DAC integrated in a phone than what we have here on the V20. Just listening to a few songs like I usually do with testing headphones, blown away with the quality out of these, and of course it's going to change depending on whether you use a higher pair of headphones or certain earbuds. It's obviously all going to change. Just right off the bat, I was very impressed, and just so far using this phone very limited in my hands-on time. the preview unit of the V20 has impressed me a lot. So if you guys do want to see the review on this, let me know down below. That'll pretty much wrap it up, guys, for this little first look on the LG V20. So far, loving it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Well, I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.